Hi everyone, today I am going to discuss with you Python interview questions in part 7 and I am going to discuss with you Python module interview question in part 7. So here's the first question. What is the module in Python? A Python module is a Python file containing a set of functions and variables to be used in our application. The variable can be any type. It could be list, dictionary or object. Any Python file with the .py extension can be a Python module. Modules can have the executable code, functions and classes. So Python module is nothing but the Python file or any file which is having the .py extension is called Python module. Question number 2 is, what is the use of module in Python? Python module can be used for the structure code or to understand the code very easily or to eliminate the duplication of code. So those type of scenario we use the Python modules. Question number 3 is, what is the import keyword in Python? Python file is considered as a module in Python. To use the module, we have to import by using keyword import. In Python, one module gain access of the code to another module by process of importing it. When a module is imported, Python can run all the codes in that module if the file is exists. So here, if suppose you have the two Python file and you write lot of functions in one file and you want to access those functions to the another Python file, that time we have to use the import keyword and access those functions from another file by using import keyword. Question number 4 is, what is the from import in Python? So whenever we want to only have the specific things to be imported from another Python file, that time we have to use the from import keyword. So if you have, as I mentioned, if you have two Python file and any specific function only you want to use from one Python file to another, that time you have to use the from import keyword and access those function or specific function from that file. Question number 5 is, what is the difference between import and from import in Python? Import allow us to import full or whole module by using import keyword. So that how you access, you're going to access with the using the module name or file name. That way you can access all the functions from another file. When you want to use only specific things or specific functions to be imported, that time we have to use the from keyword and mention the module name as well as function name which you want to import it. So that time you have to use only specific function you want to import it, then you have to use the from keyword. Question number 6 is, what are the built-in modules in Python? So Python have the various built-in models, but few of them I mention here. The OS module used for the performing operating system task. We can use the make directory or change directory or remove directory. Those are the function we can use OS model in Python. Python have the math model which we can use for the mathematical functions, and we can use for the trigonometric functions or logarithmic functions or angel conversion function. Those kind of things we can use the math module. Python also have the time model which we can use time related functions such as time.time, time.sleep or time.localTime functions used in time module. Python also have the sys module which we can use for the Python runtime environment such as sys.exist, sys.maxsize, sys.path or sys.conversion. Those things we can use the sys module. Python also have the statistics module which we can use the mean, median or mode functions in statistic module. So these are the built-in modules in Python. Question number 7 is what is the method in Python? A method is a piece of code that associates with an object. Question number 8 is what is the difference between function and method in Python? A function is a block of code to carry out a specific task. All functions may contain zero or no argument or more than one argument. Function can invoke by its name. Function do not require self-argument. A method is a piece of code that associates with an object. A method depends on the class. Method cannot invoke by its name. Method requires the self-argument. So if you check on my earlier video, the function which I mentioned how to declare the function in Python, and if you created constructor inside the class, that time you have to the argument set, first argument set as a self. So if you, that's how you have to get the difference between functions and method in Python. What is the exception in Python? While executing in any code, if we get any error in runtime error, that kind of error is called runtime error or exception in Python. How to handle exception in Python? In Python, we can use try, except, and finally to handle the exception. The try block used for the test a block of code for errors, the exec block used for handle the errors, and the finally block used for execute the code regardless the result of try and exec blocks. So here I want to explain to you in detail in my program. Here I mentioned the username 1 and I mentioned input please enter the number. Here I mentioned username 2 and I gave the please enter the number, and I'm expecting this value as an integer. After execute the program, I passes the string since the program is expecting from me the integer value, but I passes the string value here, so it gave me the traceback error. But if I use this same program by using the try, except, and finally and try to handle this exceptional in Python, so I use the try, except, and finally I use the same code and mention try block and mention user 1, and I use the same code, enter the number, user to enter the number. Here when I execute the program, I gave the same string here, but the second time it not showing me any traceback error. Since I'm using the exceptional handling try, except, and finally block in my code, it will just telling me that please enter correct data. So it is not showing any traceback error. So this is how, if you have exception in your program, then you have to use try, except, and finally blocks in your program to handle the exception in Python. Question number 11 is what is the difference between Python module, package, libraries, and framework? A Python module is a Python file containing set of functions and variables to be used in our application. Any Python file with the .py extension can be Python module. Packages are basically a directory of a collection of modules. Packages, when viewed as a directory, can contain sub-packages and other modules. In Python, built-in and open source packages is NumPy, Pandas, or PyTest. A library is a collection of packages. In Python, there is a built-in and open source library such as Request and Beautiful Soup. The Beautiful Soup we use for the web scraping. Framework is a basic flow and architecture of the application. Python testing frameworks such as Robot Framework, Behave Framework, PyTest, Lattice, and Testify. So those are the Python framework for testing. So these are the difference between the Python modules, package, libraries, and framework. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.